it's just going to be really, really fun to see, to play.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
And what else is awesome is this map that we're going to be playing on. Splat Zone's Mako Mart, a very good one. Definitely a favorite in the community, I think.
It's a favorite of mine. What do you love about it?
Honestly, I think it's very similar to Mako, where it offers a lot for a lot of different weapons. You've got very closed-off areas, but also a lot of very open areas that each lend themselves to different classes of weapons, making it something that kind of anyone can play, depending on whichever role you play. There's something that you can do, whereas Black Belly is skewed towards closer ranged weapons. Piranha Pit is skewed towards longer ranged weapons. This one definitely feels a lot more balanced.
Yes, I agree with you there. I think also traditionally within zones we tend to see a baller come out, and I think this is a lot harder to play that here, so you have to be creative as to what types of specials you're going to play.
Absolutely.
Because you can't really cap the zone as easily with baller or splashdown even. Because of that pillow that's in mid there.
Exactly, and so we're going to have to see more interesting choices in their specials. Perhaps Rain, we'll see a return. I know we saw it earlier with Loki and Demise, so we might see it here too.
Let's find out what they decide to go to going into our losers round 4, Azure versus PICKUPgrade. Oh, we have a Soda Slosher. I think this is the first one I've seen all weekend on stream.
Oh yeah, Pika loves his Soda Slosher. Whenever he gets the chance to play it, he'll be on it. You can bet that. The Burst Rush, of course, going to be very good at capping zone as well as getting some picks.
Also, it's a lot faster than Squirt on that Dynamo, and this proves it right here. PICKUPgrade, unfortunately, going 4 down very, very early on, is going to give Azure an opportunity to take a really early lead that's going to be very strong.
Yeah, Lil Gon's just getting a feel for for an opportunity to actually jump in and get a pick or two, but Azure definitely not giving them an inch. Copilot, even their backliner, moving up to apply as much pressure as possible.
That Booyah Bomb just taking him out. Really nice shot right there from Squirt, but gets punished by Mudcup and Mudcup by Queen. We just have this kind of back and forth of 1 and 1 and 1 that's building.
Yeah, it looks like, PICKUPgrade is going to take control of the zone and starting to apply some pressure of their own. But of course, Lil Gon's getting taken down, and Azure sticking together to get their push going is really smart on their part.
It certainly is. I mean, they are doing a great job right now applying a lot of this pressure. They do have one special up from Copilot with that baller that I believe they're waiting to use when they can be in a position to push a little far forward. But the bubbles coming out on the side of PICKUPgrade are going to be very difficult for them to get past here. And it takes 2 of the members of Azure down with them.
Yeah, and now we're right back where we started with Lil Gon's just trying to shark as much as he can. Hope looking to possibly pop his Rain soon so that their team can get a push going, taking out Lil Gon's.
That's what happens when Lil Gon's is kind of sharking off on that side, gets called out, and has nowhere else to go.
Mudcup going for an unfortunate trade with the Explosher, but that might be great for the part of Azure, being able to reduce the pressure that their backline can apply. But unfortunately, Cons takes out 2 of Azure's members.
Bringing only 1 up for Azure, and that's going to be Mudcup over here, doing a good job just kind of staying alive and staying out of the main vision of the rest of PICKUPgrade. So that's going to be helpful here, but they need to do something because the lead has just swapped over to them, and now Azure needs to figure out some kind of way that they can get into zone.
Yeah, of course, those missiles are going to be a good way of getting PICKUPgrade to move around. But unfortunately, PICKUPgrade had their own specials to answer with, and so this is going to be really hard for Azure. And it looks like, actually, Azure still has the man advantage, so they might be able to get something to happen.
It's sort of a bloodbath right there, as you said that. They all kind of just went down at different points, just making everything sort of fall apart.
Oh my goodness, that Vanilla Explosure just being able to pump bubbles out like nobody's business.
It really is. I'm happy to see this Explosher too. We didn't quite talk about that, but having those different specials on these different versions of it become really, really strong.
Absolutely. Of course, both having their own merits. Bubbles being something that you don't quite see anymore, unfortunately, but it looks like it's working out pretty well for PICKUPgrade. And just as I say that, Azure takes the zone again. Hopefully they can get a lead with this push.
They're looking like they're in a good position to do so, as they have pushed a little bit forward out of zone, but not quite enough. With that Booyah Bomb, gonna help to paint it a little bit, doesn't quite neutralize it. The second one coming in, they need to do something now because not quite a lot of time. They take the zone back, and PICKUPgrade is able to hold on to their lead there.
And of course, they're doing Gon's things, just waiting for the opportunity.
That was such a cheeky play there, too. You know, they knew that they were there, but just waiting around. Ooh, Gon's almost had that. Hope didn't quite know they were there, but turns around the last second to get that pick.
Oh, that bubble play. That was really unfortunate for Hope there. And it looks like Azure is going to go completely wiped, which may just be the end of this game, because they might not have enough time to respawn and take the game.
I don't quite think they do, but really fantastic job having that early lead, and it took PICKUPgrade a little bit of time to kind of get back into that, and they certainly did.
Of course, our audience for the stream setup, encouraging their players, as they should be.
I love that. Everybody's just cheering on everyone else, and it's so fun to see.
Such a great environment, such a great atmosphere. Everybody's just looking to have some great games, but also see their friends do well.
And we'll see what they're able to do for Clam Blitz on Manta Maria.
Oh, that is such a wild card of a map mode.
It certainly is. I love it so much, though. I think it's one of my favorite Manta Maria modes, my other favorite being Rainmaker.
Oh, Rainmaker. That's an interesting one. Personally, I'm partial to Splat Zones for that map, just because playing Splatling is so fun there. And, I mean, I love Splatling. But Clam Blitz is a really interesting one, because there are so many different ways to approach the nest. You can go through Sneaky on right. You can go through Street. And you can even try going the long way over on through Overlook, each having their merits and their risks, and so each team usually has a preference for one or the other, and so I'm excited to see which each team is going to be going for, which approach they're going to take.
I agree, and that's probably why I really like it as well. I like that you can kind of use the map to your own advantage that feels comfortable to you. There isn't one direct way that you have to consistently follow.
And it looks like our teams are all loaded up and ready to go, so we'll jump right into the game on Clam Blitz Manta.
Tentabrella on both sides. Really, really nice to see here. This double Brella coming out of Azure. Oh, that's going to be good.
I have to say, these comps on both sides are very interesting. You don't see a Kensa shot on either side this time. You've got a Rapid Pro, which I don't think I've seen in months.
Yeah, I agree. That's actually something that I didn't quite notice, but great pointing it out, because it's one that has sort of fallen out of favor, but still very, very strong.
Absolutely, and we'll see how Azure can make this work. It looks like they're in a pretty good position right now to get a push going, pushing all the way through into their street, and of course having the power clamps to get that push in.
The Booyah Bomb coming out too is going to be really, really helpful, but Little Gons is right there trying to punish Mudcup, does end up getting that pick, and it gets picked off in return by Hope up here. So not quite the ending to that push that maybe they were looking for, but still pretty strong right now. And with 2 going down right now, I'm not sure if Azure is ready to continue this.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Hope is the last one, and just as I say that, he gets taken out. So it's a full wipe, and that's a great position for PICKUPgrade to be able to get some clams and get a push going of their own. We'll see which way they're going to be entering the zone, the nest.
Looks like Little Gons was just waiting around here, but this player, I love him over here. just waiting. They get their first power clam in and looking for a couple of these loose clams to come up. That Booyah going to hold off that streak to make sure that nobody can kind of come around. So very, very strong job
Oh,
there.
it looks like Lag just got taken out by a stray bomb, unfortunately. And it looks like that's going to be the end of the push for PICKUPgrade, but they're still applying so much pressure in their street, not giving up an inch.
Push to 59 is not so bad, though. Even with that little bit of a penalty, they still have a very nice opportunity to keep this lead. With one power clam on the side of Azure and a couple of loose clams, it is enough to begin another push here, and they just need to get in the right position to do so.
But it looks like Azure is not going to have it, trying to get their own picks on PICKUPgrade. But of course, Gon's going to be a tricky one to take out with that slosher.
They're doing a really fantastic job just getting one after the other after the other. Pika right now just has a couple of clams, but I'm thinking that they are in a position.
Ooh,
no!
Squirt.
Squirt dropping down with that fantastic dynamo hit right there.
Oh yeah, and Hope getting the heck out of there. A 2v1 is not something that he wants to be stuck in.
The jump is coming in over there as well. Mudcup deciding to come up on this left side, maybe just to be a distraction a little and try to draw some attention away from mid. Beautiful shot right there, too.
And it looks like they're just going to have to go for broke at this point. But unfortunately, Queen is right there to stop them with... Oh, that double!
Pika pulling out that Ultra Stamp to get both of those power clams in, and there was nobody alive to stop that at all. But Azure just doesn't have the clams to continue to follow
Was
this
that
up.
an Ink Mine kill? Oh my gosh.
Really beautiful job right here.
Azure not letting up on the pressure at all, taking as much as they can because they know this might be the only push that they get given the way things have been going.
I also really like what they're doing right now. They were just throwing single clams in to keep that barrier open as long as possible. They did a fantastic job, bringing the point down to 18.
18, of course, going to be a very strong push. Copilot now setting up camp on the opponent's overlook, trying to apply some pressure, but he might get caught by someone in their street.
Is able to stay alive as far. Ooh,
nice.
Beautiful shot on Squirt.
But he's getting 2v1'd, and that does take him out. And now it looks like PICKUPgrade is going to be able to take control of mid, possibly.
But they really don't have much that they can kind of stay alive from. And going down right there, Mudcup in a really good position to just get another one on Squirt.
Oh man, that baller's going to be a real bad time for Mudcup.
That's 3 down on the side of Azure. So this is PICKUPgrade's opportunity to push forward and make something happen to try to get this lead.
Gon's getting weakened by the Ink Mines and going back, which is a very smart play. Looking possibly to find some clams? I don't quite know.
Or going for that power clam that was under the basket.
Oh,
I
right.
think that was kind of the idea there.
We'll see if they'll be able to get in position to get the jump in, but Azure is not letting them have it very easily at all.
But now they're 3 down, and here they come, getting,
but he missed the
power
throw!
clam. Gets it in, okay, and they do have one more up, but I'm not
They
sure.
have a lot of clams to get in. That's 3 down on the part of Azure. Will PICKUPgrade be able to stop them?
And the other one in, they only need one power clam, and then they have the lead. That jump is coming in, but I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. There's no one else
And
there.
the basket closes. Oh my goodness, what an insane finish
I
to
love
a clams
this.
game.
Do you hear this crowd cheering? Amazing. My heart.
Honestly. I couldn't breathe that entire time that the basket was open. I just...
Wow. Really fantastic play from both teams coming out. And I can't wait to see what they have for this next one of tower control on, was it? I don't remember. Was it Inkblot? Okay.
It looks like.
Like, we watched that map list for a little bit, so.
I think we just got a little frazzled by the end of that game. That was very intense.
Oh, it certainly was. It ties the score up, too, for our teams.
Sure does.
And in a best of 5, this is so important to be able to kind of go into game 3 being 1-1. You just feel much better about it.
Absolutely. You do not want to be going into a game 3 on the losing side. There's just so much pressure that makes it so that any mistake kind of gets amplified by frayed nerves. And so going into a game 3 like this, where you're in a much safer position, kind of leaves the momentum up in the air at this point.
It certainly does, and we'll see what kind of answers that they're going to have here for tower control on Inkblot Art Academy. Anything specific that you're looking to see? Or anything that you are like hoping to see that you want to be able to find out how it's going to go?
Well, for tower control Inkblot, I want to see some inkjets, but I don't think I will, just because the meta has definitely shifted away from that. I think we'll see some missiles, and of course the classic ray. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Absolutely, and I'm sure we're going to see another of those ultra stamps coming out as well. That is the Ray coming out with that vanilla sloshing machine.
Wow, that's something you don't see very often anymore.
I was wondering that too, and I'm really happy that we have it back.
Of course, Azure going with the classic heavy splatling with the Ray, and then Kensa sloshing machine instead of the vanilla.
Really fast to have a Booyah up within the first, 30 seconds. To have that and launch that over to the other side, but neither team has even touched the tower just yet. They're waiting to get a couple of picks and feel secure in moving it without having to worry that someone's going to come up behind them.
Now, of course, Lilgon's probably pushing up a little too far given how much paint the enemy team has. Just kind of waiting patiently, which is a very smart play on his part. But he looks like he's going to get 2v1'd, unfortunately.
Hope coming around here, trying to help out a couple of teammates, make sure that this Ray can be utilized in the best of its ability. Not quite able to get that pick on to Squirt. And this is going to be the first little bit of a push coming out from PICKUPgrade, because everyone from Azure is still alive, so they're going to be able to stop this pretty quickly, I believe.
But of course, that Stinger going to be a big nuisance for Azure, getting a pick right there, and Azure going 3 down on this push is not what they want to see. Copilot being left alone makes him a huge target.
Commentator's curse if it ever happened, huh? Oh, jumping onto the tower just to be 2v1'd. Gets a really, really tough shot for Squirt there, as Hope is doing everything that they can to move around throughout here and just paint and get as much turf as possible so they can begin a counter push.
Yeah, Hope doing a really good job of just keeping mid control, but now he's going to have to go up against Lilgon's alone, because Lilgon's managed to take down, I think it was Mudcup.
The jump in coming from the side. I think this is where PICKUPgrade just needs to kind of wait it out a little bit. Gets a beautiful shot on Hope and launches this Booyah Bomb, but gonna get punished for it. And even though they don't quite get any picks from it, maybe it's a little bit of a distraction.
Oh, Pika's starting to go off, applying a lot of pressure over on PICKUPgrade's plat.
Oh, another really nice pick here, and they're 3 down on the side of the Azure once again. So this is where PICKUPgrade is really going to stop that push and make sure that they don't go any further than that 70 points.
Yeah, Copilot jumping out real quick to avoid the flying dynamo.
Oh, Hope trying to get away from that Booyah, not quite able to do it. And they do have the Stingray on the ready from each team. That's what I was waiting for, those battling Rays to come out and see who can win. And it looks like it was the side of PICKUPgrade who were able to keep their Ray going a little bit longer.
And now Squirt going with the Booyah Bomb to apply some pressure over on their top left, and then jumping onto tower. We'll see if Hope can do anything to stop them, and possibly Copilot as well. But it looks like he's not focusing on the tower, but rather in mid.
Really doing a lot to hang on to this. Does have the Stingray at the ready from Copilot. The other Ray comes out. Copilot has to stay alive in order to use theirs. Oh, gets caught in that corner.
Gets him.
That's the worst feeling, to be pressured into a corner where you can't go anywhere.
Yeah, and I think what Copilot was doing there is actually holding onto the Ray to wait for the opponents to give up their Ray and then counter Ray without being picked off by it. But that patience was just met with a lot more specials, and now we are seeing the unfortunate side effects of that.
Really nice job pushing all the way to 18 from PICKUPgrade, and this is where Azure needs to do what they can to try to get something back within these last less than 50 seconds of the game.
It's going to be tight, but of course tower control being a very well, interesting mode, being giving. Ooh, that cancel!
That was a tough shot, and that Kenta Pro going down before they can bop that Booyah too is also going to be pretty hurtful for them here.
Oh, that was really unfortunate for Hope. He couldn't quite get the shots on the tower because it was just too high.
Azure has the people alive right now and 2 specials up, so they're getting ready for a push, but they need to stay alive, and that seems to be what keeps happening. They're ready for a push, they're getting that anticipation going, and then they go down. So they need to stay up this time and get the picks that they need to keep pushing the tower, because they don't have enough time right now
of course,
to wait.
Ray in overtime is not what you want to have to deal with.
It certainly isn't. Look at those KAs though, we're really not so far off from one another, and the special usages also not very far. These teams are really well matched, and you can tell by this going back and forth here.
Absolutely. I think what was happening in that game then is that you can tell from the KAs that they were pretty even, but it looked like PICKUPgrade was getting the more opportune picks, getting them at the right time, and just being able to stop Azure's momentum dead in its tracks before they could actually get a push going.
It certainly seemed so. And we'll see what they're going to be able to do on Splat Zones on Camp Triggerfish. So the last Zones game that we saw here was Mako Mart, and PICKUPgrade was able to take that pretty confidently. I wonder if they'll be able to do the same on Camp Triggerfish. What are you thinking?
Well, Camp Triggerfish is a very different map compared to Mako Mart, and so I think at this point anything's up in the air. This map requires a lot of coordination because you essentially have to be split up the entire game, but also react to who goes up and who goes down. I know that Azure is very used to playing this map. They scrimmed it a lot because it's so annoying to play. And so I'm excited to see how they're going to perform on it, but of course PICKUPgrade are no slouches either.
Certainly, and we'll see what they're going to do here. We have a little bit of a comp change coming out as well, with Little Guns on that Gal and Copilot on the custom jet.
Yeah, 96 Gal Deco going to be a very good pick actually on this map, and just as I say that, he gets taken out. But
go ahead.
Of course, Copilot now applying as much pressure as he can to keep the opponents away from his zone, away from elbow, and he's doing a great job of that as he takes down Lag, I believe.
It was a good job using that burst bomb to kind of make sure that they can just get a little bit of that damage and then finishing it up with one extra shot to take that out. And that's exactly what they're going to continue to do here to make sure that everything's going pretty strong for everyone here.
And Pika being on the opponent's side with that sloshing machine is a very cool pick because of how you can arc the shots over wall. You can just apply so much pressure with it.
Not sure Pika is going to live that, not able to survive, but it is a very good position. And here we go, PICKUPgrade able to take this zone for the first time in the game. Ooh.
Explosion going to be very deadly to Mudcup right there from so far away too. A very good pick on the part of Lag.
3 specials up on the side of Azure, though. It seems like they're biding their time. They were waiting to be in position before Copilot popped that Stingray, and they did right here. So they're going for a couple picks. Do they get it? They get it on, I believe, that Squirt. And now they're just going to wait for that opportunity to take that back, and they do just before PICKUPgrade is able to take the lead.
Yeah, Lil Gon's, of course, going to clear out their elbow, getting a pick on Pika with that range. And that's why 96 is so good, because of the range that you have. But against Jet Squelcher, you're not going to have a good time.
Certainly are not here. And we're going to see what they're able to do for this next set here. Coming out, oh, Queen gets caught. I don't know, is it the worst way to go, in the water or the Booyah? I
mean, either way. I think the Booyah is probably the better pick just because you'll respawn more quickly. Hope in a very difficult position right now.
Oh no, using everything they could to stay alive, not quite able to do so here. But this player, I love him, I heart him, doing everything they can to rain down with that Explosher, waiting to build that baller up, almost there, but gets taken out by Copilot before they're able to do it.
That was really good perseverance on the part of Copilot, just not giving up an inch to the Explosher. And then popping his Stingray to further apply the pressure and help his teammates out on the other side.
Gets that pick on Queen, which is going to be very important because that's exactly where they were having trouble. Ooh. Oh, I thought Copilot was in the water there.
Oh, very nice pick on Squirt by Copilot. He's applying so much pressure, and he doesn't even have to be on their side.
That's that range that you need, you know? Mm-hmm. And that's why these players are choosing these ranged weapons for this map, because there's no connecting bridge here, so you have to really be creative in what you're going to use to get to the other side.
Oh, it looks like we might see that baller drop into zone from Lag, chasing the opponent all the way across the map.
Really doing a good job of it.
And not giving up on top of it.
Oh, I thought that would be a trade coming out there, but Mudcup able to stay alive. And even though they have a penalty for Azure, they're still in the lead. And PICKUPgrade needs to do a lot to be able to get this back right now because they don't have a lot of time before this penalty expires.
Yeah, Pika, of course, just waiting for the opponents to see their response while trying to help out on the other side. Squirt looking to make something happen, but it's going to be really tough for him with two people over on elbow. Yeah, Pika unfortunately avenging his teammate and then getting picked off by Gons.
Did that go in the water?
Yeah, it did. I think he meant to throw it right there.
Mm-hmm, I agree. I think that they had the time, so it was okay. I'm pretty sure that Gons was just waiting on that. And, you know, with that splashdown and the Booyah coming out, they're finally taking down their point here. This is PICKUPgrade's opportunity to take the lead. They don't have a lot of time to do it, though.
Yeah, of course, PICKUPgrade doing a very good job of applying a ton of pressure over on the left side.
I love that.
That was interesting, but it didn't quite work out for Gons.
Needed a little extra time. Beautiful, beautiful pick by Mudkip. And I believe they're going to be able to neutralize zone and maybe even take it on the other side.
They might be able to protect their lead just like that, and they do. And Azure bringing it back for a Game 5.
Yes, Game 5. I love Game 5.
Who doesn't love Game 5? So much on the line. Everyone's just at their highest point of tension. It could go either way.
It certainly can, and we are going to be able to see it on Rainmaker on the Reef. Right?
Ooh, that's a great map.
Yes, and it's the first Rainmaker of this set, so we haven't seen how either team plays it.
It's true, yeah. So this could really go either way. It's completely up in the air. Hopefully we'll be able to see Azure probably break the pattern of going, of losing and then winning to PICKUPgrade and trying to reverse that momentum.
I have to say, it's so nice to be able to meet a lot of the teams that I have an opportunity to cast online in person. And I know I don't come off as a shy person, but I'm kind of shy to go up to a team and be like, hey, I really love casting you. So I'm sort of looking forward to tomorrow when a lot of people won't be playing anymore and maybe they'll just be hanging out and I can kind of go up and say, hey, can I get a picture with you because I love casting you and this was awesome to watch. So both of these teams are favorites to watch and they've been doing really great today, and I can't wait to see what they do on Rainmaker on the Reef.
Absolutely. And with that ding.
Okay, so we have Pika back on that Soda Slosher, which I think is going to be really beneficial, and Little Guns on those dualies.
Oh, and he's going to be a real bug for the opposing team with that Ninja Squid, of course. He's going to get some very surprising kills, I think.
Ooh, nice shot right there from Queen. Going to really help them. It's a 3v3 situation right now early on, but they still have so much time to kind of make things happen. And I think, to me, one team is going to want to play it slow and the other is just going to want to push this very, very fast.
I don't even know how Squirt managed to do that. Just doing Squirt things at this point, I think. And of course, Azure being 3 down is not what they want. Having the Rainmaker this close to their goal, this could be the end. Ooh, a very close finish for PICKUPgrade.
And they still have people there, and there's hardly anyone up as they're respawning on the side of Azure.
Pika going down to the rain, unfortunately.
It's sort of this co-pilot is battling against whoever was down there. I think that was Lag trying to break that Rainmaker shield, but no one is left up alive from PICKUPgrade. So this is going to be Azure's opportunity to clear that Rainmaker out of their zone and try for a counter push.
Gon's trying to be sneaky there, but completely outranged by co-pilot's Jet Squelcher.
Having that Rainmaker reset is really, really crucial for them here. Co-pilot's in the perfect position to be able to pop that shield and pick it up, but they go 2 down on the side of Azure, and PICKUPgrade has a little bit of a stronger defensive presence right now.
Yeah, and they are going to solidify that presence with bubbles, of course, and then just applying so much pressure with the Explosher and its deadly range.
I think Lag is just kind of waiting it out right now, trying to figure out where the rest of the team is coming around, looking for everything they can to
get something going, exactly.
Yeah.
We're seeing a really interesting bout of neutral because neither team wants to really expose themselves too much and get picked off and lose the man advantage. But unfortunately, it looks like PICKUPgrade is going to go 1-up on Azure. Maybe 2, yeah.
This is what PICKUPgrade has been waiting for from the beginning of that first push, to go to have that man advantage, as you were talking about, pick up this Rainmaker again and try and get another push going here.
Yeah, Gonz is doing everything he can to push everyone out of the path of the Rainmaker. And then Bubble's definitely going to be a big help for that. But the Booyah Bomb going to stop it dead in its tracks.
That's such a hard path to go because that ramp is so, stopping, halting to you. You can't ink it, you have to go really slowly, and then with those bubbles, he thought that he was in a really safe position, and the Booyah just destroyed it all.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that nobody's been going through the sneaky rather than through main, because main, of course, being a much easier way to stop it than closed. Ooh, Gon's getting a very nice pick on co-pilot right there, and again trying to apply pressure and be sneaky. Will he get it right there?
This is it. There's no one there.
No.
That was one of those plays where we're just like, oh, hey, maybe he's doing something. All of a sudden, you blink and you miss it.
Oh, that's so unfortunate for Azure. That is not what you want to have on a Game 5.
I think Queen was throwing up her hands like, what?
Even PICKUPgrade not understanding what happened.
Really fantastic play coming out of these teams, and it shows why they had made top 24 today, and I can't wait to continue to see what we have coming up